Guys, before I introduce the team, I really just wanted to say that I know we've all had an amazing day already today. You know, scores regardless. It's been a lot of fun already. We're gonna have an epic time over the next 3 days. I know that already. But I do want to thank the American team, and in particular Neil and Wes, the organisers, for putting everything together. They've done the lion's share of the work. You guys have made all the effort to come over here. I hope we're going to be gracious hosts going forward, if we weren't today. And in the spirit of that and of sportsmanship, I think that maybe my view is the way that we figured out the handicaps today might not be the best way to make sure that this competition going forward is as close as we want it to be. Because we want, because you know we want to be wondering about every single match on every single day, and we want to level it out to the right degree. So, what I would propose, and Neil, I apologise not discussing this with you before, but I would propose that the British team, we are very happy to drop the extra stroke we took on our handicaps, because I think that we have an advantage in knowing how to play links.
We'll take it.
Shut up, Carol. You're going to say all French. No,
Well, I've got to play the captain's tomorrow, so I'm feeling nervous. I'm going to play first.
Well, very nice offer, Dom. I don't know if we need a team huddle on that.
No, we're good. Big step. It's one and big step.
Wow.
It's been set. We played it.
And Neil,
We'll hash it out. My instinct is that's a very generous offer, and we would probably, in the spirit of it, accept the one stroke that was added to be taken back.
Yeah.
And we'll go forward from there.
Great, good.
Appreciate it.
All right, good. No, that's good to know. Well, without further ado, I'll introduce the team very, very briefly. First of all, Marcus Barnett, our resident queen, having left the army and gone into gardening.
Stand up, Marcus. Stand up.
I shouldn't have castigated him too much. He did carry me around the course today. I think
15 handicap, shot 82.
I think my score counted on about 4 holes. So Marcus, thank you for that.
That's good.
Moving on swiftly to James Biddle. We won't talk about what he does because he's one of those bankers that everyone hates at the moment.
Yeah.
But James is an alumnus of St Andrews University and was known as a bit of a pervert and a swordsman in his day. If you are looking for those pretty girls around St Andrews later, he might be a man to ask for. Moving on to Tom Burkett. Tom, can you just stand up? Everyone stand up. Sorry, that's the name. Tom is our team's resident gentleman of leisure. And a fellow member of Sunningdale with me. Definitely a man who's over golf, but soon to be married, so if we can raise our glasses for Tom. Congratulations. On to Dan Blake. Dan, just stand up.
That's our shot win.
Dan and I were fortunate enough to serve in the army together, had a lot of fun there and since. What I will say about Dan is he is the grittiest golfer I know. He is the man who plays like one of those 70-year-old guys who just hits everything down the middle, set it steady and safe, knocks it out the bunker sideways if necessary. It's not flamboyant or charismatic golf, but he will beat me every single time, and he gets me right there. So enjoy playing with him later in the week. Next, on to Andrew Carroll, mostly known as Tintin, for obvious reasons. Andrew is also a resident of St Andrews University, but being a serial monogamist who's basically had 3 girlfriends over his entire life, each one for 5 years. Probably not as good to go to for advice. Moving on to Toby Davidson. Toby, stand up. You're short like me, we need to see your head. Go on, get up. Okay, well, Toby's likewise in the army with me, and likewise is trying to figure out what the fuck to do with his life, but at least he's in a start-up and employed, not a bloody student again like me. Finchy, Rupert Finch, next. Stand up. Rupert, again, well, he's a lawyer, so we can talk about that, I guess, briefly. Rupert is another alumnus of St Andrews University and a member down at St George's with me. Very good man, also a famous swordsman from St Andrews, for one incident in particular that I'll leave him to explain to you later in the week should he feel so inclined.
I think I heard it.
Carl Gilbert. Carl is first of all the baby of the team and definitely our resident ringer. As a man who grew up playing with Rory McIlroy for Northern Ireland, we had to...
Holy shit!
He's legit. He's a St George's member. So, guys, I was like, our team handicap was like 4 shots above you at one point. I thought, shit, we're in trouble here. We need to bring out the big guns. So Carl very kindly agreed to join. Next is Storm Green. Stormy. Stormy, South African bloke, good lad, still in the army, still getting on with it, so got a lot of respect from him on that front. Hits the ball a fucking country mile, but never straight. So next is Nick Hyde. Nick. Nick's another one of our low handicappers and a very good golfer, very solid golfer from St George's as well. Also a lawyer, so I guess relatively boring, but at least he can play golf. Brooke Short.
Amazing today.
Brookie, clearly, again, an unexpected ringer today. and like me, apparently Marcus is highly erratic. So, I mean, I wouldn't expect to see the same for the form later in the week, but I know he'll keep playing well. Ian Thompson next. Also known as Bernard, for reasons that you can ask him about later. Multiple nicknames, including Raffles the Gentleman Thug, who you hopefully won't meet later. Put him with whiskey and let him loose. It's and finally, moving on to Nicholas Westermark, who is a ringer only in that he's actually Swedish, but given that he works in London, he kindly agreed to join Team GB quite late in the day, so thanks a lot for making it. Guys, that's quite enough from me. I just want to raise a toast quickly from the British team to the United States of America for all the organisation coming over here, and I look forward to a long relationship with this weekend and in future matches going forward. So to the United States.
Cheers.
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 That was incredible. Well done. Excellent.
Cheers, Tom.
Cheers.
Excellent job.